So we have just arrived to San Francisco Women's Artists Gallery. There's a lot of artists working there in this community, and we are going to check it out right now.
My name's Victoria. I worked in the film industry for many years, and now I'm doing these windows. These are the windows of meditation. They're meant to uplift people. These are repurposed sash windows. So it's fabric and mixed media over glass. So it's a very translucent quality when it's backlit. So it can be on a wall, it can hang in a window, like a faux stained glass.
And tell us a little bit about this work. So that's a woman, right? And she has this fiery, like almost feathers, wings, and maybe a sun. So can you tell us a little bit about the theme of this?
So I've done a lot of belly dancing, so she's got a lot of movement with the belly dancing, but also I love trees. So I did a whole, the 4 seasons. So this is the fall tree from the autumnal equinox. So she's bringing in the Indian summer, the colors, the harvest moon.
Vibrancy. Wow. And then the other tree, so that we can see on the right, is this like
That's the spring tree, the cherry blossoms.
The cherry blossoms. And what kind of media is this one? So I can see like the beads, the lace, or can you
They're all different fabrics. So again, it's over the glass, and I primarily choose materials based on their reflective or translucent qualities, because I'm always playing with the light, how it is front lit, how it is backlit, and so that's it's what works. Metallic bits, glass, beads, anything that's going to give the shine, the reflective elements that I'm looking for.
Very good, thank you. And maybe one other question. What do you want people to feel when they look at your art?
Well, I am so glad you asked me that question, because the whole purpose behind the meditations, the art, the shirts, the messaging is really to try to uplift humanity and the planet. So I feel like if people can bring some positivity into their own lives or share it with others, that's the message I'm trying to convey. Yeah. That's what I hope to bring into the world with my art.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. This. This exhibit is open through Friday this week, so I really hope people will come out and check it out and see the art, talk to the artists. It's just really a great exhibit.
Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
Corvin. I am an abstract expressionist painter, and I work in mixed media. I love to paint my feelings. It's an internal search and exploration. Many layers often in my work. The works behind me are very neutral in palette, which is sometimes unusual for me. Sometimes it's very colorful as well. I love the sense of bold, fun marks, expressive marks, thin lines, thick lines, cover up some lines, find some shapes. It's all about adding and subtracting somewhat. And I've been painting only for about 15 years. I came to it when I was later in life. I never took any art classes, but a little voice in my head started talking about you might want to paint and try it. So it's a passion. I love it. I'm so glad to be part of the San Francisco Women's Artist Gallery as a member, and also partake in Arts Bands. Open Studio, which I love being a member of Arts Band. I love all these classes I've taken online, and this is a great event. So I'm very, very grateful, and grateful for you to listen to me today. So thank you.
So your paintings reflects a lot about the nature, right? And your surroundings.
Yeah, it's really about my love of nature, but also my internal nature too. It's kind of a balance between external and internal nature.
Hello, and this is Pamela Pitt. She's an artist, and her art is right behind her. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your art?
Well, I started out as a photographer, and I got an MFA in photography, and I was printing black and white at home with all the chemicals for a very long time. Then I got tired of being in the dark, so I started doing collage and stuff so I could do it sitting in the daylight.
And I love how you are combining like a different media and different motifs in your paintings. So here we are with Susan. She is the exhibition's director, and she's an artist, and we would like to talk to her a little bit about her art as well as this event and this community. Susan, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and this show as well.
Sure. This is an annual Open Studios for SFWA members. We're a gallery that has been in existence since 1887. We're member-based. We have 135 members or so at the moment. And we work together to put this show on. There are a dozen of us here today. And normally during the year, I'm planning exhibitions for the front gallery, which are juried monthly shows. And we rotate between member shows and shows that are open to the Bay Area public. And I choose the jurors and the themes and write the descriptions. And the gallery has all kinds of different events. We have openings every month. We have workshops, outings, parties. We're having a big gala in December at the top of Salesforce Tower, which is our first ever anything like that. We're having an online auction, which I've got working on that too. And I'm an artist, practicing artist. I've been a full-time artist since 2016, but I've been an artist my whole life.
And then Susan, if you could tell us a little bit about your own art and what inspires you and what themes and which media you're using for your art.
I'm a figurative artist, but I also work digitally these days, and I work from live models.
Studios next weekend. This is a little sample of my work. I also operate a collective called the Invisibility Collective, which deals with issues about people who feel invisible or erased. And my work is important to me. It's what I do. It's my job.
All right.
I'm going to give you a little live demo.
Uh-huh.
So what it does is it shows you a little replay of how the process works. This is Procreate. And so I do these paintings and I do these life drawings and I merge them. Sometimes I add photographs. But this one is kind of interesting because you can really see the painting process and the drawing process and then the merging process.
So what is the first step basically when you create your art?
The first step normally is for me, well, there are two first steps. One is to create these paintings. I also take photographs.
Uh-huh.
And the other is to do figure drawing from life. So when I do my figure drawing from life,
And you do this right on this iPad, right?
yep,
Uh-huh.
what I do is I set up these canvases for myself, these different colors and shapes of canvases, and then I build them up. I build them up with the layers of images, and I change the colors and the effects. Here are some of the little paintings, and you can see like a bunch of different iterations. So it's like being a printmaker where you can do variations on one fundamental piece. And I've always been a photographer. I grew up with a darkroom. I've always been a human figure drawer. So it's really fun for me to combine all these different techniques
Medium. Mm-hmm.
and to do it all in here. And then it's a matter of outputting them. And because I produce them at a very high resolution, I can make them really big if I want. I have some pieces that are 10 feet tall and on fabric. And then I have pieces that are this scale that are like 20 inches.
And if you want to combine a photograph and also drawing, are you able to do it in here?
Yeah, so it's a layer. Like I can
Mhm.
take it away and add it again. So I can do variations on that.
Like a collage.
Like a collage. It is a collage. It's a digital collage with all of my own work in it, instead of cutting it out of magazines or using other people's photographs or imagery. It's all mine.
Thank you so much, Susan. We really appreciate that. And we hope that more people will come out to see this incredible exhibit, to talk to the artists, because that's really an inspiration. Everything that you are doing here, every single piece of art here is unique. And it's incredible, and we really enjoyed ourselves, and we hope that more people will see this video and will come out here this week to enjoy this art. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us today.
So we are now at 2401 at another location of the Open Studios, and we're talking to Nimisha, who is an artist. If you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, your art, and what inspires you.
So I am Nimisha, and I've been creating art since I can remember. My mom was an artist, and I actually grew up to be an engineer, so I've been doing engineering for over 10-12 years now. But art
What
has
kind
been
of
my first-
engineering?
I'm a computer science engineer. I am managing engineering teams here at Zendesk, one of the tech companies. But art has been my love, first love, so I can't quit, and that's why I do create what I create. But mostly what inspires me is I try to create my stories and tell my stories through art. And as you can see, I do from oil, landscape paintings to portraits right behind me. But one thing which right now I'm very into and very inspired by are portraits. And these portraits are actually, I say that they are my own identities. I'm trying to create these identities of people by linking our colonial past and linking it back to our contemporary present as our global identity. And the way I do it, they're mixed media portraits, so I combine a lot of images from colonial time, 1900 Victorian time, and mixed patterns, colors from my heritage as an Indian, and combine them together to show what our identities are like with all this mix and influences from past over centuries, and kind of bring it back to people that we as people shouldn't be recognized by our color, face, race, but looked at as how we were born, how we were influenced, and
Your heritage, right?
So that's kind of my story and why I create the art I create.
So, can you tell us a little bit about what kind of impression you want, or what kind of feelings you want to evoke in when someone's looking at your paintings?
So the reason I play around with a lot of patterns and blurring images, sharp images, also I have a lot of faces combined together. The emotion I want to evoke is kind of you look at it and you uncover more and more layers in the person, and that's kind of what I want to do when I meet a person. I don't want to look at their face, but keep giving them time and uncover their more emotions, their sides, and that's exactly what I do with my portrait. So you look at it, and every time you're looking at it, you might find something new, which is what we all should be doing when we meet with others. So that's the whole motive. And also it's a visual contrast, so I also try to do that, to create a visual contrast and make it interesting when someone is looking at those portraits.
Very interesting, and yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's very, that's very symbolic because, as you said, that each person is very multifaceted, and there is a lot of depth to each of our personalities. And you have to kind of uncover layer by layer in order to really understand the person and learn about them, right? About their nature, their character, right? Thank you so much, Nimisha. And I just wanted also to say that, both your portraits and your other works, like here we can, like street scenes or landscapes, they really create a mood. And maybe my last question is, what do you want to say with your art?
So for me, the end goal of my art is I just want people to understand that diversity is beautiful. Judging people on how they look, their race, color, gender, all of that is a little over us, and I just want people to look at my art the way they should be looking at people around them. So just want to create that awareness through my art and be a person to with the face I have, with the color I have, just bring it out, right? Like I might look Indian, but I have more to me than that, and I am an engineer, but again I have more to it than that. I am an artist too, so you shouldn't be judging people by first look, and give that time, keep uncovering their layers and understand them.
Keep uncovering the layers. It's a very powerful metaphor. Thank you for that. Yeah, I love this metaphor. Keep uncovering the layers, and that's what you're creating in your art, the layers, and that's what the meaning behind. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we just got out of the last open studio. We had a great time. We talked to the artist. We saw a lot of amazing art, very unique art. The open studios will be running in San Francisco for the next 2 weekends, November 5th and 6th, and November 12th and 13th. I'll post the links to these events under this video. You will have a chance to check it out yourself. If you like this video, also please subscribe, and for the future videos of the talented people and great places around the Bay Area.